I should have never let him kiss me. I should have never let that happen. I should have never let it. I feel like I'm leading him on at this point in time. So as y'all know, I moved to a new country. It's beautiful. It's amazing. It's everything that I expected and more. And honey, let me tell you this. The men here, girl, I wish you could come, but I'm going to share my story with you, okay? So listen, I get to this new country. I meet this amazing guy. But let me tell you this, girl. New country, but same man, because he ghosted me after barely a couple of weeks, baby. And this was after I let him into my bed. But understand this, I didn't do nothing with him. We just gave him a little kiss or whatever. But nonetheless, it felt very special to me. So I meet this other guy. The other guy's amazing and sweet. He's not really my type. But truth of the matter is, I don't even know what my type is because me trying to stick with my type has not worked out well for me. Well, regardless, met him. He's amazing. He's sweet. He's kind. But baby, when I tell you this, he's got a fire in him. He loves to move quickly. And I always say that your man, whoever you're dealing with, should always move faster than you. You should never be the one going faster than him. But girl, when it happens, sometimes it's a little scary, especially if you don't know if you're making a mistake. So with him, we're working out at my house because he's a personal trainer, right? So we're working out at my house, and the next thing I know, he goes in for the most amazing deep kiss. Baby, I was shook. Okay, shooketh. I was so shook. I didn't know what to do. So now I'm thinking to myself, in reality, I know I sound like I'm being funny, but I'm serious, okay? In reality, I'm thinking to myself, I cannot stick with this man. I can't, right? I don't want to break his heart, but above all, I don't want to break my heart. And I feel like I'm making the same mistakes all over again. So here he is coming to the beach where I asked him to meet me, and look at what he's wearing. How are we this coordinated? Oh my God. Anyway, so he comes to the beach to talk to me, and he wrapped those big, strong arms around me, gave me a hug. He always smells amazing. Oh my. Girl, but I gotta tell him. I have to. So at first I felt really, really awkward. I felt like, let me just, I was really debating if I should tell him at all that I didn't want to move forward with him. But I said, you know what? I'm going to do this. I have to do this. I cannot keep holding back. So when he first got there, I was trying to figure out a way to bring up the conversation, and he just kept on talking about everything else, asking how I was doing. And I felt like he knew something was wrong because every time I started to try to talk, he would jump in and start talking about something else. I was thinking to myself, okay, what if I can kind of just maybe not pull back all the way on him? I'm negotiating with myself. Maybe I don't need to pull all the way back on him. Maybe I could, just ration it out a little bit. Be his friend, but maybe friend with a little bit of more added to it. Or maybe I could just, tell him that I want to move slow and he'll move slow too. But in reality, men don't move slow when you tell them to move slow. That's the thing. When a man really wants you, baby, there's nothing that can keep him from you. He moves fast, okay? You're going to have to be the one to set the pace. So I already know from experience that me telling him to slow down is going to make him speed up. Men don't do well with that. They go harder when they think you're pulling away. So as he touched my face, and I thought to myself, I need to talk to him. I need to have this conversation with him. I looked at his face and I thought to myself, okay, why do we need to have this conversation? Is he really not my type? Maybe I'm overthinking it. I'm almost 40 and my logic on how to handle things with men has not always been right. So sometimes you gotta stop doing the same things, expecting different results. But at the end of the day, I knew that I did not feel the same way about him that he probably felt about me. And I knew I wasn't ready, so I told him hey, we need to talk. I had to cut him off. We need to talk. Can we have a conversation? I could feel from just his spirit that he knew something was up and that it was a conversation that he probably wasn't ready for. But I told him, I don't think we can move forward with this. I don't think that we can be anything, not right now. And he said, well, what do you mean? Immediately, he asked, what do you mean? I don't understand what you're saying. We're not going too fast. We're just enjoying each other. He said, come on now. What do you mean? What's going on? I'm not trying to rush you. I'm not trying to pressure you. If I'm doing anything wrong, just let me know. And I told him, I said, you're not doing anything wrong. It's just that I'm not ready and I'm tired of getting my heart broken by men. I'm tired of choosing the wrong men. I'm tired of being in the same position over and over again. And I know that if I let you get close to me right now and I get close to you, this could be another heartbreak, not just for me, but also for you. You know that I'm getting over someone else right now. And although that relationship wasn't a long relationship, you know that I'm not completely over it yet. Then he looked at me. He said, I'm not going to let this happen. And I said, you know what? Let's just talk about this later. So I got up to leave. Not that I was trying to run away, even though I was kind of trying to run away. I could not force him to see my perspective. And more than anything else, I didn't want him to convince me to change my mind because I've done that before in the past. So I got up to leave and I told him I'm just going to head out. And as I'm leaving, he goes to follow me and he grabs me and he just yanks me back close to him and says to me, listen, I'm not going to let you go. We only have one life to live and I'm not going to let you go. He says, if you can tell me right now that you don't want to be with me, then I'll walk away. But I know that's not what you want. As he said that to me and pulled my face towards him, I knew he was right. I did want him. I loved how passionate he was. I loved that this man had a business. I loved that he was amazing and gorgeous. I loved how he treated me. And I knew that I was allowing the heartbreak from another man to sabotage what could be a connection with a new man. I didn't want to be one of those people who grows old, jaded, separated from opportunities to be loved because of heartbreak that happened from somebody else who isn't even in my life anymore. He could see that I was hearing him and taking in his words. And he said to me, listen, we've all been through a lot. I'm not here to rush you. I'm not here to make you do anything you don't want to do, but I know that you want me just as much as I want you. And I know that timing is never perfect. It's never perfect. But I know that you're in my life today and I'm in your life today. And it may not be at the perfect time, but we have the perfect opportunity to move forward with this. I'm not saying it's going to be perfect, but I am saying that I'll be patient with you and you be patient with me. Please. You know this kind of thing doesn't happen every day. Please. I said, okay. Baby, even if it was game, and I didn't think it was, his words were so powerful to me. His words helped me feel safe, not in believing that everything was going to be perfect, but in that he didn't expect that it would be perfect, that he was okay with going with the ride, that he understood that I was coming to him perfectly flawed, and he could admit the same thing for himself. His words made me feel like it was okay to try again. He knew that I had baggage. He knew that I had heartbreaks. But at the end of the day, the best relationships are not built by perfect people. It's built by people who want to make a perfect effort, who know that it's not going to be perfect, who know that tomorrow is not promised, because they know there's no such thing as perfection. It's two people who are willing to simply try, who are willing to say, you know what, I'm flawed and you're flawed, and we are doing our best, and we will continue to do our best together. There'll be highs, there'll be lows, there'll be ups, there'll be downs. There'll be times where I hurt you and there'll be times where you hurt me. But my commitment is not to us being perfect, and certainly not to me never hurting you. My commitment is to simply doing my best. And some days my best will look perfect, and some days my best will be me stumbling. But I will do my best and you will do your best, and we will try. And that's what I felt from him, that he was willing to try. And what more can you ask for when someone's willing to try? So I don't know what the future holds. I promise you I'll share everything that happens with you. But I can tell you this, no matter how perfectly imperfect our start may be, at the very least, I'm going to make a perfect effort. I will do my best to move at a pace that allows my heart to feel secure while intentionally moving forward in a way that doesn't allow me to stand still. I refuse to not get what I want. And what I know is I do want him. And he wants me. And I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure that I show up for this.